Namo Buddhaya. Welcome to Monks in the Morning from Colombo Dhamma Friends of Mahameonawa. We're so happy you could tune in today. It's wonderful to get to spend time with all of you. We know that most of you don't get the chance to go to a monastery every day and talk with the monks, so this is a very special opportunity that we have. Today, we're celebrating show number 100 with a talk on gratitude. The Supreme Buddha told us that it's very rare in the world to find people who are grateful. So today, we're going to practice this quality of being grateful by thinking about how this show has come to be. It's a really good example of how we can put the Dhamma into practice in our daily lives to get the great benefit of the Supreme Buddha's teachings. Now let's take the refuges and the precepts.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Say it together with me. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddhaṃ saranam gacchāmi. Dhammaṃ saranam gacchāmi. Sanghaṃ saranam gacchāmi. Dutiyampi buddhaṃ saranam gacchāmi. Dutiyampi dhammaṃ saranam gacchāmi. Dutiyampi sanghaṃ saranam gacchāmi. Tatiyampi buddhaṃ saranam gacchāmi. Tatiyampi dhammaṃ saranam gacchāmi. Tatiyampi sanghaṃ saranam gacchāmi. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Now to observe the 5 precepts, say after me, say loudly. I observe the precept of abstaining from killing beings. I observe the precept of abstaining from stealing. I observe the precept of abstaining from sexual misconduct. I observe the precept of abstaining from telling lies. I observe the precept of abstaining from taking intoxicating drinks and drugs. I follow these precepts for happiness in this life, for rebirth in heaven, and to realize the Four Noble Truths. in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Worthy One, the Supremely Enlightened One. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Namo Buddhaya. Today, we're going to have a Dhamma discussion on the topic of gratitude. So I've asked one of the other Bhantes to come into the studio with me so we can discuss this very important topic. Namo Buddhaya.
Namo Buddhaya, Swamin Wahanse.
As we mentioned earlier, today is show number 100 for Monks in the Morning. It's hard to believe, isn't it? When we think about this, it's very easy to think about gratitude, isn't it? Because many people have worked very hard to help with this Dhamma Pracharya. And so I'm really grateful for the monks who have given sermons on the show. Sometimes it can be hard to think about gratitude as a big idea, but when you look at very specific things, you can look deeply and start to see. So for example, let's think about the laptop that we use. Right? That was given to the Asapua some time ago, right?
Yeah.
By Dayakas
in Toronto Monastery.
Yeah, in
by the Ganhevage family.
Yeah. So every single program, all 100 programs, we used that computer. And even when they made that donation, they had no idea
that we would use this for a radio station, Bhante. Not at all. It was just, they gave it to me just to do school programs, just to show some videos when I go to schools for international schools. So that person was with me when he was in Sri Lanka, and he realized the difficulties that I went through. So anyway, I told them to just buy a small a laptop with very little specifications. That means with basic requirements, but then he refused to do that. He bought something that is extremely exactly something very useful and that meets the requirement to a radio station.
Yeah, it's perfect. It has all the right features. I'm looking over at it right now. So yeah, they had no idea, but they had confidence in the Supreme Buddha, and they knew that whatever they gave would be used to do good things. So that's one of the advantages to giving into the Buddha Sasana, is that it's going to be used for collecting merit for many other things than we can even imagine.
Passing the Buddha's message.
Not only the computer, but there's all this other audio equipment that's been donated, all the microphones and the stands. Right, out of faith, people gave these different things. And like the room that we're in right now, I don't know if listeners can tell, but little by little, there's been improvements to the room. Recently, some Dayakas installed some curtains in the room that we do the recording, so now the audio quality is much, much better, right? So I'm very grateful for that, especially because it makes it easier to...
And when we told this need, within 2-3 days they did that. Even though they had some difficulties in their business, they believed and they trust in the Buddha's words. So what that gentleman told me, that Dayaka told me, Bhante, I got some I learned something from this monastery, and I like other people to hear this Dhamma as well. And fortunately, he took part in a Dhamma discussion as well.
And, so we think about the room. Well, we've been doing all this from the new Asapu here in Kotte.
Yeah.
And the rental for the house was donated by Dayakas.
Yeah. So it was to actually the person who took the initiative to pay the 1 year's rental in advance and to find a monastery as well. He went around in Colombo together with me, and he also personally went to several places. Actually, he was the first person who found this place, and he gave money up front. So that was Sanjay Dayaratna's family who donated for 1 year. So that's why we are peacefully conducting and running this radio station. Then we conduct Dhamma sermons, and we made a vihara recently. So we should be grateful to that Dayak and his family as well. Even the kids were happy. The wife was very happy with their support. Now many people from various countries are listening to Dhamma, and they are sending their regards to us. And even kids like 7 years, 8 years, which we can't even think about. A child of 7 years, 8 years could come up with such gratefulness, sending a video and saying that, Bhante, we learned these things and it has been very helpful. And those small kids have mentioned some special suttas, special sermons. So that means something has gone to the kids' minds.
And, when they were offering the rental for the monastery, were you thinking about doing a radio?
Never. Never.
Yeah, so again, because they had confidence in the Buddha Sasana, they were able to make that offering, and amazing things could happen that we didn't even imagine.
Amen.
And, so there's all these material things that we're grateful for, but there's maybe you don't even know this, but there were some kids in Toronto, actually to go back a little bit further, one of the Bhantes in Toronto decided to put together some MP3 CDs for the kids called Sweetest Taste, I think, where he collected sutta readings and sermons and chantings, and then they were given to the kids. And two of the kids spoke to me about that and said that they loved that so much and they listened to it every night, and their parents said, we wore out the CD. If you can imagine how often they would have to play the CD for the CD to break.
Yeah.
So when I heard that, I was very happy, because I had some of the sermons that I had preached were put on that CD. And so it was actually that, and they expressed their gratitude for that. And it was actually them expressing their gratitude for that Sweetest Taste CD that gave me the idea to do this Monks in the Morning show. But I thought, this is something that, kids are really grateful for when they have the chance to listen to the Dhamma and chant suttas and do all those things. Why don't we try and do this daily program for them? So because of their gratitude and expressing that gratitude, now all of these people have had the chance, all these children and adults even have had the chance to learn
Dhamma.
To learn Dhamma.
Yeah, recently I found that we were able to upload some Paritta chantings. I think those will help, because while listening to the audio, kids will be able to read the Pali and English as well. So I think it's an amazing thing. And so when they come to one place, they're totally protected, even when they're at home, even when they're at work, even when they're away from the monastery. In any part of the world now, they can learn the Buddha's teachings in a language that they can understand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And, we've only just begun to talk about all the different ways that people have supported things and things that we're grateful for, right? Because the live radio, a family has sponsored because if you listen to Monks in the Morning through the website in the morning time in Colombo, that's a special service that has to be paid for. And so right after the trouble in April, the family started paying for that so we could, at the very least, share programs with people over, online. And so when people go into the website and press play on that button, they need to remember that there's people who are paying to make that happen, that they've sponsored that.
Bante, it was Uchit Jayasekara's family sponsored, contributed for the monthly expenses of the broadcasting expenses of the radio.
That's the thing, is that until you think very carefully, you may not realize all the things that you have to be grateful for.
Grateful, yeah. Because their commitment.
Yeah.
Their commitment, they did all those commitments because they learned the Buddha's teachings and the value of Buddha's teachings. And the respect towards the Buddha. As a gratitude, being grateful to the Buddha as well. Even if you think about the Buddha's previous lives, it's all gratefulness. And the way how Buddha dedicated his life for others. And even the last life, in the life he became a Buddha, for close to 7 years, he struggled in various ways to realize this Dhamma. So people made donations in various ways, with various hopes, with various intentions. So end of the day, whatever the hopes that they have, the final result, the final thing that happens here is we are passing the message of the Buddha to attain Nibbana.
It's good that you kind of open up the idea a little bit, because, we've talked about things directly with the radio station and the programs to be grateful for, but if people didn't come every day and offer alms food to the monks, this program wouldn't program wouldn't have happened. If the monks are hungry all the time, then they can't think about making radio programs because they're too hungry to, right? And they would eventually, we would go back to Polgahuela or some other place.
The electricity bills, water bills.
Oh, exactly. The electricity, you wouldn't be able to hear us without the electricity on. And water bills, if you can't flush the toilets, then you can't have a radio, program. And, even more basic, without the blessing and the wishes of Lokus Hangsa, we wouldn't be doing this.
None of these things will happen today.
Yeah. Not only because people don't have confidence, just in you and I to be thinking to do something like this, right? It's because they have confidence in him and the work that he's done, and they trust that, right, if this is something that he's blessed, then they're willing to do these great acts of dana and merit, sort of at that level. But without Lokaswami Hangsa, he's your teacher. Would you have become a monk without?
No, I would never, Bante. I think before becoming a monk, I would have just met only him once or twice. Mm-hmm. So the third time when I met him, I said, Bante, I would like to become a monk. Mm. So he's such a meritorious person. Even by seeing him, people's wisdom, people's faith get developed in their hearts. Mm. People's respect towards Sangha increases even just by seeing him. Mm. So what to talk about talking to him. Mm. So I would like to get permission to tell his name. That's our most venerable Kiribadgoda Jnanananda Mahatera, who have given ordination for more than 700 monks, close to 1,000 monks, and blessed us in many ways. He has supported us in many ways, giving monks to preach Dhamma in English, and given all the permission with proper blessings to develop these Dhamma propagations in Colombo and giving me a chance to gain merit by propagating Dhamma in English and also in Sinhala. So I got this opportunity because of Lokaswamin Wahansa, because of my teacher. So it's not only the monk life that I got from him. I got the chance to spend my monk life in a meaningful way and do something really unique as well. So the main person behind all these meritorious actions is our teacher, Most Venerable Kirivatgoda Jnanananda Mahathera, and I would like to pay homage to him at this moment. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
And not only that, but he's, as monks we have to remember that he's taught the lay people how to take care of monks. Right? Because the lay people don't know how to act respectfully towards monks and take care of the monks, then it's very hard for the monks to live, and they can't do projects like this, right? They just have to worry about surviving. And so he's, in many ways, he's created the conditions for many, many wholesome things to happen. So we have to be grateful to him for that. And also I'm grateful for my upadhyaya, and I'll sarai, Henepola Gunaratna. He ordained me back in the United States, and he also has worked very hard to do Dhamma Pracharya and to have this spirit of spreading Dhamma. And so because of him, I was able to learn Dhamma and become a monk and have a pleasant mind about doing Dhamma propagation. So I think that to both him and to Lokaswamin Wahansa, we especially want to share merit, that they can both have happy minds thinking about the conditions for very powerful merit that they've created, and that thinking about that is a source of happiness for them, and that through the power of that merit, may they soon experience the supreme bliss of Nibbana in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Bhante, and there's one more monk to be shared merit, that is our Aluduniya Subodhi Swamin Wahansa, who started the Shraddha TV and radio. So who took the initiative to start that and work hard for the radio channel and for the TV channel. So I've been living under him for some time as a upasaka and as a monk as well. So his guidance and his blessings are also involved in all these activities. So I would like to share merit and bless Subodhi Swamin Wahansa and all the monks of Mahamina Buddhist Monastery, and also for the Sangha Council, for the monks of Sangha Council, to help us and giving us permission to conduct these programs successfully and in a meaningful way. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
So, we've just had a short time to talk about gratitude just for this one special topic. And, we've shown how many, many people did things that we're grateful for, many more than we can even talk about right here. And so this is a good thing that kids and parents can do, is to think about, just one thing in your life to see, how does that happen? Like, what are all the things that have to go into that happening? And look individually at all the reasons that we have to be grateful for things. That if we don't do that, we don't develop this quality. And we know that the Supreme Buddha said that it's very hard to find someone in the world to do good things for us, and someone who's grateful.
Grateful for us. They are the two people difficult to find.
Exactly. But I think here in Mahamaunawa and in Sri Lanka, it's much easier to find people who do good things, and easier to find people who are grateful. But still, that's something that we should work very hard to develop in our lives, isn't it? And of course, we appreciate all the people who are listening to Monks in the Morning and the radio programs, and we appreciate when they share the show with their friends and when they make recordings for us to put on the show. So many things to be grateful for today. So we hope that as you listen to the next 100 shows, that you use that as a chance to develop gratitude, and that you develop gratitude in all the different areas in your life, to examine and see all the different ways that we need to be grateful for so many things in our lives. So, Godak Ping.
Godak Ping Sawin Hanse.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Namo Buddhaya.
Namo Buddhaya.
I'm so happy we were able to spend time together today on this show number 100. We hope that you learned something new, and we really hope that you can use what you learned as you go about the rest of your day. What are the things that you're grateful for? The monks would love to hear. You can record a WhatsApp message and send it to us, or you can just write it up, and we'd love to play it on the air. So contact us using the links in the show notes. So today we've collected lots of merit by going for refuge, taking the precepts, and thinking about gratitude, and talking about all the ways that we're grateful for things. So when we do actions like this, we like for others to also have a happy mind recollecting these wholesome actions. So today we'd like to share all the merits of this Monks in the Morning program with all heavenly beings. May all heavenly beings protect the Supreme Buddha's Dhamma. May they rejoice in this merit. May they protect Sri Lanka and those who guard this island. May they soon experience the supreme bliss of Nibbana in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. And we'd also like to share merit with our teacher, Lokaswami Hangsa. May he and all the monks in all the world rejoice in this merit, have happy minds thinking about all of these wholesome actions. May they and all of our Kalyana Mittas rejoice in this merit. May they soon experience the supreme bliss of Nibbana in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo Buddhaya.